So good morning, all of you boys. Yesterday we covered some concepts towards this optical isomerism. So what is chiral center? What are, something else? Stereogenic centers. All we covered, boys. Now today we are going to discuss nomenclature of chiral center. Nomenclature, that is the naming of chiral center. How to explain the naming? So naming of chiral center, it is mainly three different types. Among these three, this is the last one. RS configuration is very important, boys. Already yesterday I sent the material, that is the previous bits. All those bits mainly contains this RS nomenclature. So that is very important. Okay, let us discuss one by one. There is three different types of naming of chiral centers. One is DL nomenclature, which is also called as relative configuration, and trio and erythro system. Trio and erythro system. Next, RS nomenclature. RS nomenclature. Okay, these are the three different ways to express a chiral center. To express a chiral center, then for naming of chiral center. Let us discuss one by one, boys. First subheading, DL nomenclature, which is also called as relative configuration. DL nomenclature, which is also called as relative nomenclature. So one by one, let us discuss. See here. Boys, first one, DL nomenclature. Relative configuration. What is this DL nomenclature? Boys, it is not about rotation. It is not small d, small l. Small d is dextrotation. So that is a plane polarized light. Rotation is indicated with small d and small l. But these are capital D, capital L. Capital D, capital L gives about the configuration. Configuration means arrangement of groups in the space at chiral center. Arrangement of groups in space. So for chiral center, that is configuration. That configuration, one of the methods to express is DL configuration. It is just configuration, it is not rotation. Please be conscious. Capital D, capital L is not rotation. It is just configuration. Okay, see here. This method, this nomenclature method, first of all, mainly used for carbohydrate system. Carbohydrates. What are those? Glucose, fructose, mannose, like this number of carbohydrates are there, boys. So for those carbohydrates, so the naming is generally with respect to this DL configuration. In this configuration, a relative that is a reference compound is considered, boys. With respect to reference compounds, other compounds configuration is decided. That means with respect to one compound, another compound's naming is given to you. That's why relative to that reference compound, the naming is given to you. That's why that concept is called as relative concept. With respect to a reference compound, the naming is given to you. So here, the reference compound is glyceraldehyde. So here, name is with respect to a reference compound. And that compound is glyceraldehyde. And that compound is glyceraldehyde. What is the glyceraldehyde? See here, it is the structure, boys. So COOH. So it is bonded with OH H, CH2OH. Sorry, glyceraldehyde, aldehyde group. It is. So it is glyceraldehyde, boys. Okay. So this carbon is a chiral carbon indicated with star mark. Okay. So it is a chiral carbon, boys. So this chiral carbon, so this is called as glyceraldehyde. In this glyceraldehyde, so boys, highly oxidized carbon is at the top and least oxidized. That means, as per our nomenclature, this is the numbering of longest chain. So least numbered carbon, it is first carbon, it is last carbon. The least numbered carbon at the bottom. Okay, least numbered carbon at the bottom, boys. So if this OH group is at the right side of the group, so see here, this configuration is considered as RN, right side is there. Therefore, this is called as which is called as DN, D-glyceraldehyde. Which is called as D-glyceraldehyde. If OH group is in the right side, okay, so these are the least numbered carbon, boys. This is first numbered carbon. So this is glyceraldehyde. So this glyceraldehyde OH from the bottom, second carbon. OH on the right side. So that is called as D-glyceraldehyde. So if a mirror image, its mirror image I am taking. So that seems to be like this. CHO. This is H. This is OH. This is CH2OH group. This is once again chiral carbon. So this is OH. So here also OH on left side, boys. So therefore, this is called as L-glyceraldehyde. This is, we know, with respect to these two compounds, that is glyceraldehyde, we can explain the configuration of other compounds. That means those compounds nomenclature is with respect to this one. By taking these two compounds as reference compounds. If OH at the right side, that is D form, OH at the left side, that is L form. So DL configuration. So it is the reference compound, guys. By using this, I will explain nomenclature of carbohydrates. Let us discuss. So this is glucose, boys. Example, I am taking glucose, boys. Glucose formula C6H12O6. Glucose formula C6H12O6. Let us observe. This is glucose contains aldehyde as a functional group. So OH, H, H, OH, OH, H, OH, H, CH2OH. It is the structure, boys. It is the structure of glucose. Okay. So it is the glucose. In this glucose, this is the first pair carbon. That is a IUPAC system. That should be the first carbon. It should be the last carbon. So that is first carbon should be at the top in pressure projection. In pressure projection formula, first numbered carbon should be at the top. That is the condition. That is the condition. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Least numbered carbon. So least numbered carbon at the bottom. Least numbered carbon at the bottom. Now let us observe. So this is the case. So see here. So CH2. So OH. This least number. Here it is OH, boys. This OH is on the right side. It is just similar to D-glyceraldehyde. Here also same configuration we observe, boys. Therefore, this is called as D-glucose. That means its configuration, its name is expressed with respect to this compound. So this configuration is similar. So this configuration is exactly similar to D-glyceraldehyde. Therefore, that compound is called as D-glucose. Let us take its mirror image. So its mirror image, it seems to be like this. CHO. So this side OH, this side H. This is H, OH. So OH, H, OH, H, CH2OH, boys. Now observe this. It seems to be the configuration just similar to L-glyceraldehyde. Therefore, so it is not glyceraldehyde, boys. It is glucose. So the bottom configuration is just similar to L-glyceraldehyde. Therefore, this is called as L-glucose. This is called as L-glucose. Like this, any compound naming with respect to glyceraldehyde. So that's why this type of naming is called as relative with respect to this one. Naming is with relative configuration. So therefore, that's why this is called as a relative configuration. So it is generally applicable for so carbohydrates. So the same concept is also used in case of amino acids. So in those amino acids, so instead of OH, NH2 is there. So in amino acids, same concept also used in amino acids. So amino acid means, so that is the carbon bonded with COOH group, that is acid group, and amine group, NH2 group. So one with hydrogen, another with any alkyl group. So this carbon is bonded with 4 different groups. Therefore, this carbon is chiral carbon. So its naming also done with respect to so just like similar, boys, see here, that is I'm writing most prior group at the top, COOH, NH2, H, it is R, boys. Okay, here NH2 on the right side. So therefore, so NH2 on right side, boys, it is deformed. Okay, so next, similarly, if its mirror image is considered, so COOH, NH2, H, Rn. So it is NH2 left side, it is L form. So write the name of the compound and put L in front of that. So this is D form, it is L form. Here NH2 is considered, not OH, because OH is not available. If OH and LH2 both are there, if OH and NH2 both are there, then NH2 has more priority. NH2 has more priority. It is very, very important. Okay. So see here, next concept, next point. If the molecule has both OH and NH2, if the molecule has both OH and NH2, so NH2 gets NH2 group will get preference. So NH2 group will get preference, boys. So how is this? Let us discuss with an example. So see here, for example, COOH is bonded to this one H, NH2. Okay, OH, H, it is CH3. It is CH3, boys. So it is called as threonine. Threonine, THREONINE, threonine. Here NH2 on left side, boys. So therefore it is L-threonine. L-threonine, boys. Okay. So very, very important. Next, similarly, COOH. So NH2 H, OH, H, CH3. So if OH and NH2 both are there, NH2 gets, so it is the reference compound here. It is D-threonine. And this compound acts as, and also this compound acts as a reference compound for this system. This compound also as reference compound. Okay, only OH is there. OH on right side, D form. OH on left side, L form. Only NH2 is there. NH2 right side, D form. NH2 left side, L form. If both NH2 and OH are there, so we must consider NH2. So the best example for that one is this one, boys. The best example for that one is this. So boys, here I am explaining. So capital D, capital L. So see boys, here, note this point. Capital D and L, just configuration. That means arrangement of groups, spatial arrangement of groups around C single bond Cl. Spatial arrangement of groups around C single bond Cl. Just it is configuration wise. So it is not rotation. It is not rotation. So rotation means it is not dextro rotation, not levo rotation. Okay, note down. Small d and L, these are not configuration. These are rotation. These are rotation. Small d indicates dextro rotation. Small l indicates levo rotation. So it is a plus, it is a minus. So D plus, so D or plus N, L or minus N. So these are the indicates, boys. So that means this compound, let us observe this compound. Okay. So this compound may be, so L plus or L minus, both are used. L plus or L minus. Plus indicates dextro rotation, minus indicates levo rotation. Here also D plus or D minus, both are used. So D indicates configuration, plus or minus indicates rotation. So boys, please don't confuse small d, small l rotations, capital D, capital L configurations. Capital D, capital L configuration. That means capital D may be dextrorotatory or levorotatory. Boys, capital D may be dextro or levo rotation. So that means, so D plus or D minus, both are accepted. Similar to that, small capital L may be dextro or levo rotation. So that means here also capital L minus or capital L plus, both are accepted. So these are not rotations. So capital D, capital L, not rotations. These are just configurations. These are just configurations. Okay. So these are next. Okay. Now these two compounds, guys, here. So D and L compounds, D and L combination of a compound or DL and combination of compound is equal to enantiomer. So I will explain boys enantiomers. So D plus L. So D form and L form of a compound. Capital D form, capital L form of a compound must be enantiomers. That combination, that pair of compounds is considered as enantiomers. So these are the combination. This is the concept towards. So DL configuration, boys. It is very, very important. Okay. Now let us discuss second concept, and that is erythro and cryo system. second method is erythro and thrio. Erythro and thrio system of nomenclature. Erythro and thrio system of nomenclature. See here, boys. Here, erythro. So erythro means same end. Erythro means same. That is the same site. So groups, similar groups are in the same site. Okay. So next, thiora means opposite side. That means similar groups are on the opposite side. So if similar groups at chiral centers, so see here, so same side, that is if similar groups are in same sites of different chiral compounds, chiral centers, then it is erythro system. If similar groups at chiral center are opposite, if similar groups at chiral center are in opposite sides, then it is called as a thrio system. So let us observe the compounds. So example, boys, see here, more than one chiral center must exist, boys. So in this case, here more than one chiral center required. In this compound, so this concept is explained only if compound having more than one chiral center, those chiral centers contains similar OH, similar groups. So contain more than one chiral center and those having similar groups. And those having similar groups is required, boys. Okay, see here. So this is CHO. So OH, H, H, OH, H, OH. Okay, it is CH2OH, boys. So all these are chiral centers. So in these chiral centers, all OHs are in the same side. All OHs are in the same side. So same side means erythro systematic. Therefore, it is called as erythros. So it is a carbohydrate, boys. So all OHs are in the same site. It is called as erythros. Okay. If all same groups are opposite side, let us take an example. CHO bonded with, so it is HOH. Just a minute. It is OH, it is H. It is OH, it is H. Okay, so it is CH2OH. So here OH groups are in the opposite side of the adjacent chiral center cell. Therefore, this is called as thrios. Erythros, thrios. Next, one more example. CHO. That is HCl. I am taking in middle CH2. Not chiral, boys. This is chiral. Now it is HOH. It is CH2OH. So boys, so this is chiral, this is chiral, and both OH hydrogens are in the same site. So same site means erythro only. Erythro compound. It is erythro compound. Okay, so erythro compound. Now, so for example, it is CH3, HBr, HBr. So it is OHH. It is CH3. Boys, this is chiral center. This is chiral center. So here hydrogen in the opposite side. Both the hydrogens are on the opposite sides. Which is opposite means triora. It is a trio compound. So write the name of the compound in front of that, mention trio. Okay. So this is another way of expression, boys. If similar groups are in the same sites, that is erythro compound. Similar groups are in the opposite side, that is a trio compound. So this is the second type of nomenclature, boys. So these are the two, and the most important one is RS nomenclature. Please be conscious, that is very, very, very important. Okay. So next subheading, RS nomenclature. RS nomenclature. So listen, boys, very, very, very important. Okay. Okay. It's not Ravi Shankar sir nomenclature. It is RS nomenclature. RS nomenclature. RS nomenclature, or which is also called as absolute nomenclature. Absolute configuration. Very, very, very important. RS nomenclature or absolute nomenclature, which is also called as Stern-Ingold Prelog system of nomenclature. Stern-Ingold Prelog system of nomenclature, because CIP rules are used, boys. So CIP rules are used here. That is why this system of nomenclature is called as Stern-Ingold Prelog system of nomenclature. So very, very, very important. Boys, we know Stern-Ingold Prelog system of nomenclature. Yes. So that system is we use at the time of EZ consequent. So which one is E, which one is H? That is decided with the help of this CIP rules. Here R and S. Here R and S is also expressed with respect to those CIP rules, boys. So I am not explaining here once again CIP rules, boys. I'm using these CIP rules here. Already completed that concept. Okay. See here. Here R means rectus. R means rectus. 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 Rectus means right side. R means rectus, right side. That means, so our viewpoint, eye view at chiral center is like this. Eye view, that is towards right. Our eye view at chiral center is like this. Next, yes means sinister. S means sinister. Means left end. Left. That means our eye view at chiral center is towards left. Is like this. So towards left, towards right. So how, sir, how is this explained? So let us take some examples, guys. Okay, Let us take some examples. So here least prior group. Least prior group must be at dotted lines. At dotted lines. So least prior group. That means we can check the priority as per our CIP rules. So least prior group, whatever it may be, that is the fourth prior group. So first priority gives 1, fourth priority gives 4 and so least prior group, that is the fourth group, must be at dotted lines. That means beyond our eye viewer. That is beyond our eye view. So that is at dotted lines, boys. That must be at dotted lines. See here, I'm taking. So these two are in the same plane. Now it is wedge. Wedge means so towards us, pointing towards us. Okay. Next, dotted means away from us. This is the three-dimensional picture of. So our sp3 carbon bonds already we covered. Okay, it is towards us. It is away from us. These two are in the on the boat plane. Okay, so whatever it may be. So it is the first prayer, second prayer, third prayer, fourth prayer. Fourth prayer, that means the least prayer. Least prayer group at dotted position, that must be required. If not at the dotted line, you can convert that one into dotted line. So by symmetry, that is even transitions, even exchanges. By applying even, I will explain with an example. By applying even exchanges, you can change that least priority group at located at so that dotted line was. So if least prior group is at the dotted line, so now it is not considered. Very, very important. That least prior group at the dotted line, that is not considered, boys. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. If this 1, 2, 3 is seems to be like this. So this is anti-clockwise rotation. That means, so this is like this. That means this carbon, this is chiral carbon, boys. This chiral carbon has S configuration. This chiral carbon has S configuration. It is anti-clockwise. Our eye view towards 1 to 2 to 3 is in anti-clockwise. Therefore, it is S constant. Our eye view towards 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that seems to be anti-clockwise direction. That is considered as S configuration. If it seems to be clockwise rotation, twice eye view and so which is clockwise, it is anti-clockwise. Clockwise and anti-clockwise. If I view towards clockwise or anti-clockwise, that is so we can neglect least prior group, which is at away from us, that is at dotted lines. So neglect that. 1, 2, 3. Our eye view towards clockwise or anti-clockwise. Observe that. If it is towards clockwise, that is the deep. That is what is that? R form. Towards anti-clockwise, that is called as S form. So it is S configuration. It is S configuration. Okay. For example, I'm taking this compound like this. Now see here. So it is 1, it is 2, it is 3, It is 4n. Okay. Least prior group. Neglect it. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is seems to be like this. 1, 2, 3 is seems to be like this. Okay. It is I view. It is a clockwise end. Clockwise. Therefore, this chiral carbon is R notation. R notation. This is S, this is Rn. So this is the way to decide. It is the way to decide. So whether the configuration that chiral carbon is in R notation or S configuration. Okay. I view remaining three groups except that fourth group. So remaining three groups are in the clockwise rotation. That is a rectus. So therefore Rn. Anti-clockwise direction, that is a sinister, which is S. Okay. So it is very, very, very important. Let us discuss with an example. Karthik, wait. If least prior group at fourth, that is dotted line. Sir, if least prior group is not at dotted lines, see here. So here condition is here in these two examples. Here, least prior group is at dotted lines. So then this is the system. If least prior group is not at dotted lines, then how to recognize RS notation? If least prior group is not at dotted lines, okay, let us observe the concept. So it is first priority, it has second priority, it has third priority, it has fourth priority. This is least prior group. That priority is checked with CIP rules. So this is least prior group. So if this least prior group not at dotted lines, Now identify. So neglect this. Now, so our I view. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. See here, 1, 2, 3. I view 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. So which is like this. What is this? It is anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means our answer must be yes and when it is if least prior group at dotted lines. Okay, so but if least prior group not at dotted lines, so not here, anywhere available in, not at dotted lines, then final answer is, so not S voice, it is R. Just invert this. Therefore, we expect this answer as yes, but so that least prior group is not at dotted lines. So We observe the concepts. So it seems to be S. That least player group is not at dotted lines. So therefore, the final answer is R. It is not S, it is R. Just invert the concept. Just invert that answer. Okay. See here, for example, I'm like, this is chiral center. This is chiral center. Okay. So this is first. So this is second. This is third. This is fourth. This is fourth. Okay. 1, 2, 3. How is that? It is not possible to identify. So apply. That is even interchanges. So as to get even interchanges, so as to get that least pair group at a dotted line set. So apply even exchanges. That means I can exchange these two. So it is second, it is fourth end. It is one, so it is third end. Now even it is first exchange. So 2, 4, 6, that is applicable, boys. So not odd number of exchanges. It is only one application. Now once again, I exchange these two. Now I exchange these two. It is 1, it is 2, it is 3. Now it is 4. Now it is 4. Now our least pair group at dotted lines. Our rule is accepted, boys. Our rule is accepted. Okay. So see here. So least pair group. Therefore, 1, 2, 3. It seems to be anti-clockwise. It is yes configuration. No need to interchange because least pair group at dotted lines. If least pair group at dotted lines, our answer is as it is. If least pair group is not at dotted lines, our answer is reverse. Our answer is reverse. Okay. So this is very, very, very important. So towards three-dimensional structure. For example, if a pressure projection formula is given to you, if pressure projection formula is given to you, how to recognize? How to recognize? So R and S configuration. These are very, very important. Okay. Now, for pressure projection formula, see here, boys. Pressure projection formula means chiral center is just indicated with a cross. Okay. This is first pair. This is second pair. This is third pair. This is fourth pair. This is fourth pair. Okay. So now if least pair group at vertical line R is equal to R, S is equal to S. If you observe R, that is R. Yes, if you observe S, that is S. If least pair group vertical end. Vertical means these two locations. Next, if least pair group is at horizontal line, just like this. This is least pair group at horizontal end. This is least pair group. Horizontal line. So R is equal to S, S is equal to R. These are final answers. So if you observe R, answer is yes. If you observe yes, answer is R. Okay. So here, these are the final answers. This is final answer, boys. So see here, it is least pair group. Now 1, 2, 3. Neglect this. Neglect. Always fourth pair group is neglected ending. Neglect this. Okay, 1, 2, 3 seems to be like this. It is anti-clockwise direction. Okay, it is anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction means, so as we observe, least pair group at horizontal position. So least pair group horizontal position. Okay, so it is S. We observe S. So therefore, our answer is, it is not S, it is R. If least pair group is in horizontal position, if least pair group is at horizontal position, our answer is reversed. If we observe S, answer is R. If you observe R, answer is S. When if least pair group in horizontal, for example, if least pair group is in the vertical position, so it seems to be like this. For example, it is a 4, it is a first, it is a second, it is a third. This is least pair. This is least pair. Neglect. Neglect. So now 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Our eye view is in this direction. That is clockwise. Clockwise. This is our chiral center wise. Clockwise. Clockwise means we observe R and D. So therefore, final answer also R. Because our least pair group is in vertical position. Because our least pair group is in vertical position. So this is the information behind this RS notation wise. If you observe, if you know this concept, it is easy to identify whether the component is in R configuration or S configuration. Okay, so let us discuss with an examples. Just wait. See here, boys. So examples. Let us observe COOH, H, OH. It is CH3. So it is CH3, boys. So the name of this compound is lactic acid. It is lactic acid. Okay. So let us observe, boys. This is our chiral center. This is our chiral center. Okay. So how to express? For this, first of all, decide priority conditions. So to this chiral center, directly attached atoms are O attached, here C attached, here C attached, here H attached. This C is nothing but OC. It is CH3. So this C is COOH. It seems to be like this, COOH. Because double bond O means two oxygens. Two oxygens. That is already we explained at the time of CIP condition, CIP rules. It is HN. Boys, so its atomic number. First of all, apply atomic number. Higher atomic number gets first priority. It has first priority. So 2, 3 in this 2 end, but this one is 4 end. This is least priority. So now, what is second? What is second? So this is CH3. So these two can see. So this is H, this is oxide. It has more priority in it. Therefore, it is a second, it is a third. Okay, this is the way to decide priority wise. Now, so neglect this least prior. What about that our eye view? What about that our eye viewer? So see here, 1, 2, 3. It seems to be like this. Okay, so that means so anti-clockwise rotation. So anti-clockwise means S and anti-clockwise means S. Our least prior group is in horizontal position. Okay, so therefore final answer R. It is not S, final R. Okay, is this easy or difficult? Guys, is this easy or difficult? So first check priorities. So least prior group, don't get any difficulty in. Okay, so let us take one more example. It is one chiral center. Let us discuss some more examples. See here. I am taking CH3, OH, H, OH, H. It is CH3, boys. Okay. So if more than one chiral center is there, first of all, mention those carbons. Okay. So longest chain always in vertical position, boys. Longest chain always in vertical position. Okay. This one has more priority in your exams. No doubt, at least 3 to 4 bits into in your Saturday's exam. At least 3 to 4 bits or more than that will appear about this concept, based on this concept for our Saturday's exam. Please be conscious. Okay, boys. So this is first carbon, this is second carbon, this is third carbon, fourth carbon, as per IUPAC system. As per IUPAC system. So in Fisher projection, so first carbon always at top, yeah, last carbon always at down end. So that is why first carbon top, last carbon down end. Okay. Now this is chiral center. This is chiral center. So both the chiral centers. Mukesh, wait. Both these are chiral centers. Please down your hands. So both these are chiral centers. Okay. Now, so at second position, second carbon position, identified. So one OH is attached. Next, second, that is it is this one, carbon with OH, CH3, and H is coming out. Second, third one, second one. Next, one is HN, one is CH3. So these are the four groups attached to second carbon. Okay. So first directly attached one, oxygen, carbon, H, carbon. So directly attached, it is has high priority, therefore it is first priority. It has first priority. Hydrogen gets least priority. Now about this, see here. So this is carbon, cancel. It is connected with hydrogen. This is connected with oxygen. Therefore, so these two are cancelled. It is connected with hydrogen. It is connected with oxygen. Therefore, it has first priority. It gets second priority. It gets fourth priority. It gets third priority. Therefore, so it has a second priority. It has third priority. Third priority. Therefore, this is second position wise. This is second carbon. Second carbon. Okay. Now neglect fourth carbon. That is the least pair group. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it is in anti-clockwise direction. Sorry. It is in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction means we expect Rn. But least pair group at horizontal position. Therefore, answer is yes. Therefore, at second carbon, answer is yes. What about third carbon? So third carbon, this is neglect. Erase this one, boys. So this is second carbon in S conditioned. Now what about this? It is. I am checking for this chiral center, boys. That is third carbon chiral center. Okay, it is first pair. It is first pair. No doubt, it should be second pair. It should be third pair. It should be fourth pair. So once again, neglect this. So it seems to be like this. It seems to be like this. So therefore, 1, 2, 3, like this. Therefore, it is anti-clockwise. Yes, and but least pair group at horizontal position. Our answer is not yes, it is Rn. Our answer is not yes, it is Rn. Okay. So therefore, so in this compound, second carbon is in S position, third carbon is in R position. It is 2s, 3r is the final answer. So second carbon, as per IUPAC norms, as per IUPAC rules, this is second carbon, this is third carbon, boys. Okay. So second carbon gets S configuration, third carbon gets R configuration. Based on this concept, already I sent an assignment to you yesterday, boys. So that contains more number of bits based on this topic. Please go and search, go and work about that concept wise. Very, very, very important. Okay. So it is, so 2s 3r, 2s 3r. So that means this concept is only at chiral center boys. Otherwise, other sides, it is not applicable. Only at chiral center. If carbon is chiral, that means attached to 4 different groups. That should be explained with respect to this R and S concept. This R and S concept. Okay. Let us discuss glucose an example. Glucose. That is the last example, boys. I'm going to explain for this concept. Glucose. Glucose formula CHO, OH, H, H, OH, OH, H, OH, H, CH2OH. Okay, this is glucose. In particular, OH is on right side from the bottom. So it is D-glucose, boys. It is D-glucose. Okay, its mirror image is taken as L-glucose, boys. Okay, now it is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. As per IUPAC names, so this carbon gets first. Therefore, as per IUPAC name, the longest chain is numbered, boys. Now, what is the configuration at second carbon, third carbon? Because this contains, these are the chiral center, boys. Glucose contains 4 chiral centers. So second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon. All these are chiral centers. All these are chiral centers. Okay. So now, what are the positions, boys? So I'm explaining at second position. Second carbon. See here, the second carbon bonded with CHO, OH, H, and this entire chain. This entire chain is attached to that one. Okay, so that is bonded with C. I'm representing this one. C, H, OH, C, H, OH, like this going on, boys. That is fourth one. Now, so this is CHO means C double bond OH. C double bond OH means OOH. It is OH. It is H. It is CH, OH, CH, OH going on. Okay. So now it is the directly attached atom. Therefore, it gets first priority. Next, this is carbon, boys. So this is COO. This is COH. So this is C. It is O. It is H. So CC gets cancelled. OO gets cancelled. This is O. This is H. Boys, it is C. C bonded with O and also C. So it is O, it is C. So oxygen is more atomic number. So therefore, it has second priority. So therefore, this has second priority. This has first priority. This has third priority. This has fourth priority. Therefore, it is first priority. So CHO gets the second priority. This gets the third priority. This gets fourth priority. Now, neglect this fourth priority. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It seems to be anti-clockwise rotation. Anti-clockwise. So therefore, our answer is yes. But least prior group at horizontal position, answer is R. Therefore, 2R is the concept. 2R. 2R is the concept. Very, very, very important. Okay. Next. Like this, going on. 2R. What about 3? Third condition. Once again, check. Third carbon. Boys, third carbon. This is, I'm going to rub this one. This is first prior, boys. This is first prior. So this is the fourth prior. Okay. So for this, these two are same. So this is connected with O, this is connected with O. This is connected with C, this is connected with C. This connected with the 2 oxygen, this connected with only 1 oxygen. Therefore, it has a second priority. It has a third priority. It has fourth priority. Therefore, neglect this fourth one. 1, 2, 3. It seems to be like this, but horizontal position, or we expect, but answer is yes. And therefore, 3S is the answer. 3S is the answer. Okay. Next one. So going to this. So third question. So 2, 3. Now I'm going to explain third question. Fourth question. Fourth question. So this is first. This is first. This is first. This is fourth. Okay. Now, so what about these two? So these two can say it. So this connected with OH, OH, and this is connected with carbon, carbon. So, okay. Next, O connected with O. This one also connected with O, but this one connected with carbon, but this one connected with hydrogen. Hydrogen. Therefore, this one gets third priority. Sorry, second priority. This one gets third priority. Okay. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4 any. So 1, 2, 3. It seems to be like this. That means anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise means yes, but least position is therefore R position. So 4R is the answer. Okay. Next, what about fifth question? What about fifth? So fifth carbon, it is first priority. It has first priority. It has a fourth priority. Next, this one connected with O and hydrogens. This one connected with O and also carbonate. Therefore, it has a second priority. It has a third priority. So therefore, neglect this. 1, 2, 3 is like this. That is anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise means yes, but this is horizontal position. R is S is not, therefore 5R answer. Therefore, for glucose, the RS configuration is 2R, 3S, 4R, 5R is the answer. Okay, this is the way to express. So, which carbon is in which configuration? Which carbon is in which configuration? So, this is the way to express. First of all, numbering the clandestine as per your IUPAC names, AUPAC system. After that, so which carbon has which configuration? It is R or S with respect to CIP rules. So this is the way to design the configuration, to identify the configuration of that particular chiral carbon. Okay. So this is about RS configuration. Hope you all understood well. Okay. Okay, boys. Now, subheading pseudo chiral center. Pseudo chiral center. Okay, Pradeep, please down your hand. Pseudo chiral center. At last, we will discuss the doubts. Thank you. So, pseudo chiral center, boys. What is this pseudo chiral center? So, this pseudo chiral center. So, it is in meso compound generally available, boys. In meso compounds, this is generally available. Meso compounds. Okay. So, this pseudo chiral center is designated as small r, small s. So, capital R, capital S, general chiral centers. For pseudo chiral centers, small r, small s are indicated by. What is that pseudo chiral center? Just wait, I will explain. Okay. This pseudo chiral center, okay, so constitutionally same. constitutionally same, but configurationally different. That means constitutionally means attached atoms are same. Attached atoms are same, but configuration with respect to space, configuration is same, different. So configurationally different means spatially different. Spatial arrangement is different. Spatial arrangement is different, boys. Constitutionally same, but configurationally different. Configurationally different. Okay. So now, how to explain? See here, boys. See here. I am taking an example. COOH bonded to like this. It is bonded with OH, H, OH, H. It is H, OH. It is COOH. It is COOH, boys. Okay. So I am representing. So this one is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, boys. So now this carbon is at R position, just like in previous case. It is R. This carbon is also R. This carbon is also. So both these carbons are all R. So see here, for this chiral center, so this group, same end. As per atoms, same. As per atoms, same end. But spatial arrangement, OH is in this side, OH is in this side. Spatial arrangement is different, but attached groups or atoms are same. That is why constitutionally same. That means attached atoms or groups are same. Attached atoms or groups are same, but their spatial arrangement is different. Because it is R and this is R, both these are R. Now this carbon is considered as a chiral carbon. This carbon is considered as a chiral carbon, boys. Very, very, very important. Okay. So it is not our pseudo-chiral, boys. So now, for example, I am writing this compound like this. COOH, COOH. Okay. It is H, it is HOH, it is OH, it is H. Okay. It is H, it is OH. It is erythro component. Okay. So now, boys, so this is R, this is SN. This is R, this is S. So it is a meso compound, boys. So that means at this plane, this is mirror plane to this one. Exactly opposite, right? This one and this one. Therefore, this carbon, okay. So if you find out the configuration, so we will get R condition, boys, that is indicated with the small r. This carbon, if R and S are coming out, so now this carbon is considered as this carbon pseudo-chiral. Pseudo, boys, both R, both S, both R and both S, both R and both S, that carbon is considered as a chiral carbon. If one R and one S is coming out, that carbon is considered as a chiral carbon. This is chiral. This is nothing but pseudo-chiral. This is nothing but pseudo-chiral. That pseudo-chiral configuration is indicated with small r or small s. Therefore, it is nothing but it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 2R, 3 small r, 4s is the answer. 4s is the answer. Boys, it is meso compound. So in particular meso compounds, this pseudochiral center is applicable. That means even though it is optically active, the overall compound is optically inactive. Even though, because this is clockwise rotation. So that means, so this is clockwise rotation, boys. This is anti-clockwise rotation. This cancels this cancels this. Overall, the compound is optically inactive. But even though this is chiral, that means, so that chirality is useless chirality. So that is called as pseudochiral. That is called as pseudochiral. So this is the way to express pseudochiral, boys. So that means, so how to recognize, sir? How to recognize? One is R, another one is S. That middle is pseudochiral. Both are R, both are S. That middle is a chiral, boys. So if it is chiral, that chiral is. If it is meso compound, that chiral is considered as pseudochiral condition. Pseudochiral condition. Let us observe this condition. See here. One more example. See, boys, I'm taking this compound. This is OH. This is OH. This is OH, boys. So now we are discussing about this carbon. Is this carbon acts as pseudochiral or not? For example, if this carbon is R and this carbon is S, this carbon is R, this carbon is S, now it is pseudochiral. Now it is pseudochiral. For example, if this carbon is R, this carbon is R, then it is not pseudochiral. Both are. For example, if this is R, S, this is S, so this is not acts as pseudochiral, boys. This is not acts as pseudochiral. That is achiral. So it is pseudo chiral. So in these two cases, achiral, not acts as chiral. In these two cases, for example, if it is S, it is R, now it acts as pseudochiral. Now this one acts as pseudochiral. That means, so meso compounds, this pseudochirality is available. That pseudochirality is indicated with the configuration small r and small s. So did you catch the points? So sometimes may ask based on this concept also. Okay. So this is about pseudochiral conditions. Pseudochiral conditions. Okay. Next, boys. Next, very, very important. Optical isomers, types of optical isomers. So in particular, very, very important, enantiomers. What are these enantiomers, sir? Enantiomers are nothing but optical isomer. Let us observe one compound, boys. So see here. COOH, OH, H, CH3. It is a lactic acid, boys. It is a lactic acid. So in this lactic acid, if I send plane polarizer light, okay, that means I'm representing that plane polarizer light like this. So the emerging light, that emerging light seems to be like this. So if it is the axis, that means is this clockwise rotation or anti-clockwise rotation? It is clockwise direction. So like this, it is rotation. Okay. Therefore, plane polarized light rotates clockwise direction. Therefore, it is dextro-rotation. Dextro-rotation. Nothing but D or plus N. Therefore, it is D-lactic acid. Boys, it is not capital D. It is small d. Small d indicates rotation. It is D-lactic acid, boys. Okay. If I put a mirror on this compound, so in this mirror, the compound seems to be like this. It is a COOH, it is a OH, it is a H, it is a CH3. Okay. So if plane polarized light is passed through this, so the emerging light seems to be like this. It seems to be like this. It is anti-clockwise rotation, boys. Therefore, it is L-lactic acid. That means, so these two are mirror images. Am I correct or wrong? First point, A and B. So here, A and B, mirror images. A and B are mirror images. Next, so if I bring this compound like this and put here, place here. So that means identical groups are at the not same position. So that means this OH and OH, this that HH, OH. That means these are non-superimposable. Mirror images. Molecular formula same అండి. Molecular formula same, non-superimposable mirror images. Okay, so one can rotate plane polarized light towards clockwise, another one is at anti-clockwise. Only differ in their optical rotation. Only differ in their optical rotation. That means one clockwise, that is one dextro and leeward, LAEVO. But extent of rotation is same or magnitude of rotation is the same. That means in clockwise direction it is a plus 20 degrees, in anti-clockwise direction it is minus 20 degrees. That means the magnitude is same, but one is clockwise, another one is anti-clockwise. So magnitude, that is extent of rotation is same. So if any two compounds follow this condition, that means molecular formula same. So non-superimposable mirror images differ only in optical rotation, but extent of rotation is same. Now those two compounds are considered as enantiomers. Now those two compounds are considered as enantiomers. For enantiomers, boys, if one is R condition, see here, for example, it is first priority, it has second priority, it has third priority, it has fourth priority. It seems to be like this, but horizontal position, it is R, boys, it is yes. That means RS configuration. Just we completed. So therefore, for enantiomers, one has R configuration and the other has S configuration. Boys, if molecular formula same, all same, mirror images to each other. So how to identify enantiomers? How to identify enantiomers, boys? So that is, one has R configuration, another one has S configuration. In all respects, otherwise it is same. In all respects, it is otherwise it is same, boys. So this is very, very, very important. Okay. So next very, very important points. So in case of enantiomers, okay. So next point, these have identical physical properties. So enantiomers have identical physical properties. So next point. Okay. So identical physical properties. So these are not possible to separate. Not possible to separate. These are not possible to separate by physical techniques like distillation, chromatography, etc. Distillation, chromatography, these physical methods, because same has similar chemical physical properties. That is, it is not possible to separate by physical methods. So, but boys, these have identical chemical properties. These have identical chemical properties in a chiral medium. In a chiral medium, identical chemical property. That means if the solvent is not optically active, then identical. If the solvent is optically active, properties are different. So, but in chiral medium, they differ. Chemical properties different. That means chemical methods are used to separate these enantiomers. Chemical methods are used to separate these enantiomers. Very, very, very important. This is about enantiomers. So mirror images to each other. One can rotate plane polarized light towards left and the other one is towards right. Okay. So non-superimposable mirror images. Physical properties are same. Molecular formula. Physical properties same. Chemical properties in optically inactive compounds, in optically inactive solvents, physical properties same, chemical properties same, but in optical active solvents, so chemical properties are different. So that means any two compounds, any pair of optically active, enantiomers are optically active. Enantiomers are optically active, but one is dextrorotatory, another one is devorotatory, but quantity of rotation is different, same end. That is, magnitude of that rotation is the same. So this is about enantiomers. Next one, diastereomers. Diastereomers. Okay, boys, these are pair of stereoisomers. These are pair of stereoisomers which are non-superimposable mirror images to each other. Which are non-superimposable mirror images to each other. Which are not superimposable mirror images to each other. Okay, just like previous one. But they have different physical and chemical properties. They have different physical and chemical properties. So, and can be separated by physical methods like distillation and chromatography. It can be possible, boys. Let us discuss with an example. Boys. So which one is enantiomers, which one is diastereomers? Let us discuss with an examples. So boys, diastereomers are nothing but these are optical isomers. These are geometrical isomers. Cis-trans isomers are also called as diastereomers, boys. Geometrical isomers, and both are applicable, boys. So that means only optical isomers, compound gives optical isomers only, then optical isomers. If compound gives only geometrical isomerism, compound gives both geometrical and optical isomerism. Now both conditions are considered, boys. Diastereomers already at the time of the geometrical isomers, I give this word, boys. Later I will explain. This is the explanation, boys. diastereomers. Our geometrical isomers are also called as diastereomers. Cis trans isomers are also called as diastereomers. Cis trans isomers are also called as diastereomers, boys. Now, how to recognize? How to recognize, sir, whether the pair of compounds are enantiomers or diastereomers? That is with the help of RS nomenclature, it is possible. So now subheading recognition of, not identification of subheading boys. Identification of enantiomers and diastereomers. For this, RS method is used. For this, RS method is used. RS nomenclature is used, boys. See here. First condition, first point. So there are two compounds A, B. There are two compounds A, B. So both have same molecular formula. Both have same molecular formula. Okay. So first condition, this is R, this is R. This is S, this is S. So this pair, boys, this pair, one compound is R condition, another compound is also R condition. So one compound is S condition, another compound is also, that means, so this is AB condition, boys. So A has R configuration, B also has R configuration, molecular formula same. So now these are same compounds, boys. These are same, identical. Identical condition. Okay. Second condition. So compound A has R, compound B has S. Compound A has S, compound B has R. Just like in our previous lactic acid, one compound is in R condition, another compound is in S condition. So this condition, that means conjugation is inverse. So these are enantiomers. These are considered as enantiomers. These are enantiomers. Okay. Next, third condition. Okay. So R is changed to S, S is changed to R. So configuration is reversed. And along this place, so symmetric component. Compound is symmetric. So compound is symmetric. Okay. So those compounds are, that is same or identical. Those compounds are same or identical. Okay. Next, fourth one. Fourth one. So R, yes, yes. Okay. So like this, both are, both yes. So this concept is considered as diastereomers. Molecular formula same, but configurations are not opposite, not opposite. So that condition is considered as diastereomers. Okay. Not same, neither same, not different. Okay. Very, very important. Very, very important. This is the way to identify whether the pair of compounds, are enantiomers or diastereomers. Let us take one example. Let us take one example. See here, boys. I'm taking, this is chlorine. This is chlorine. Right? Now this is R configuration. This is S configuration. Let it be A. Next B. So it is mirror image. It is a C. Cl. It is seems to be Cl. It is S. It is R. Let this is A compound. This is B compound. Next, I am taking C compound. So both are in dash, or both are in wedge. Both are in dash, both are in wedge. Okay. Now, so in this combination, A and B, see here, it is R, R is changed to S, S is changed to Rn. A and B. Check it, boys. See here, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly. Okay. Therefore, A, B are same or identical. Symmetrical. A and B are same and identical. Okay. Next one, ra. AB, R, S, ra. So it is yes and yes. Yes and yes. So AB has RS condition. Now A and C. Now A and C. Or B and C. Not exactly opposite, boys. R is not changed to, so not exactly opposite. These two pairs are considered as diastereomers. These two compounds are considered as diastereomers. Okay, so like this, it is possible to identify whether the compound is enantiomers or identical or diastereomers. Okay, so this is about optical isomers. Now, let us discuss another concept, that is racemic mixture or racemic modification. Racemic mixture or racemic modification. What is this racemic mixture or racemic modification? It is equimolar mixture of enantiomers. One is S form, another one is L form. See here, what is that? So it is equimolar mixture of enantiomers. Okay, so see here, boys, I'm taking a mixture of solution. It contains 5 grams A plus 5 grams Bn. Exactly same amount, but one is positive rotation, another one is negative rotation. One is dextro compound, another one is levo compound. One is dextro compound, another one. This mixture, this is available here, boys. Okay, this mixture is called as racemic mixture. So equimolar mixture of enantiomers. So both molecular formula A and B are same. Molecular formula of A and B same, and molecular formula same, but not optical rotation. But extent of rotation is same. One is plus 20, another one is minus 20 degrees. Okay, so that is racemic mixture, boys. This racemic mixture is optically inactive. This racemic mixture is optically inactive. So why, sir? Because this compound try to rotate the plane polarized light towards clockwise. Now this compound rotates anti-clockwise. This rotation is cancelled with this one. This rotation is cancelled with this one. Okay. Therefore, overall, the specific rotation is cancelled, boys. Finally, no rotation is available. That's why it is considered as optically inactive. That means one is cancelled with other end. One is, so that's why it is called as, it is due to external compensation. Boys, meso compound is optically inactive due to internal compensation. Racemic mixture is optically inactive due to external compensation. Meso compound means within the compound, one end clockwise, another end anti-clockwise. One end cancels other end within the molecule, but it is two different molecules. One molecule cancels another molecule. So it is external compensation. That one is internal compensation. Racemic mixture is optically inactive due to internal compensation. Okay, so this is represented like this. Okay, so this is represented like 10 grams, 5 plus 5, total 10 grams plus or minus, total plus or minus, or total 10 grams of DLN, total 10 grams DL. So this is the way representation of this racemic mixture. Okay, the process of making of racemic mixture, note down, the process of preparation of racemic mixture is called as racemization. The process of preparation of racemic mixture is called as racemization. Now, boys, there is racemic mixture. I want to separate this racemic mixture into individual components. So D form, L form. So I want to convert it. So the process of separation of racemic mixture into respective components is called as resolution. The process of separation racemic mixture into corresponding compounds. The process of separation of racemic mixture is called as resolution. That is resolving it, separated, boys. That process is called as resolution. So the process of separation of racemic mixture into, I'm writing here, boys, into the process of separation of racemic mixture into constraint, that is optically active forms. Into optically active forms is called as resolution. Okay, so this is about racemic mixture and racemic mixture. Preparation of racemic mixture is racemization. Separation of racemic mixture into individual compounds, that is optically active compound, is called as resolution. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss about racemic, that is enantiomeric excess, and some problems based on this topic, boys. Okay, right now I'm closing this topic here. So bye all of you. Thank you.